So today's prompt in the Flats challenge and Flats Handwashing challenge is your wash routine. So this year, I did bucket and plunger last year. This year I'm using a 2.5 gallon hefty Ziploc bag because we're trying to figure out what to do while we're backpacking. And I'm not doing pee diapers or disposables if I can help it. So I got this. I got a pack of like 10 of these for $3 or just under. I don't remember exactly. And I've only used this one all week. It's showing a little bit of wear, but I haven't had any leaks. So I'm just I have a couple of dirty diapers here. Oh, I also have this mesh bag that, it's not very big, so I don't put everything in it. But I just had it on hand, and I'm just sticking like one of the diapers in it to help with, the texture helps with the agitation. So I'll just stick a couple of things in there. And then stick that in here. And the other diaper. Okay. So I'm just going to fill it with water, cold water. And then, I didn't fill it very full, not all the way, it's not even covering them all the way, but and there's no exact science to it, I'm just filling it as I see fit. Squeeze the air out as much as you can, and then I just agitate it, squeeze it, rub it, flip it, shake it, whatever. Gets a little bit wet, but it's not leaking. Ooh, that's nasty water. Yeah, it looks like it's leaking. It's just dripping off of it because the tub was wet, so the outside of the bag is wet. Like I said, I've been using this one all week, and I've been washing it every diaper change. So, yeah, so I'm just going to agitate this for a couple of seconds, couple minutes. Okay, so I agitated for a few minutes, and I'm going to dump the water. I didn't open the bag all the way, so it's going to take a minute. And then once the water gets out, or more out, I have just been wringing in between to kind of get the gross dirty water out of the stuff. So I'm just going to wring these out and set them to the side, and then we'll be back for the main wash. Okay, so that was the pre-wash. Now I shake everything out that I kind of wrung out, and I dumped the water out of the bag. I'm going to stick everything back in, and we'll do the main wash. And I'm using cold water for everything, all the washes, and foca, because it's cheap and it does the job. It's what we use normally. So I'm just going to fill it with some more water. Pause. Okay, so I filled it about as full as I did the last time. I'm adding the foca, and I'm doing about 1/4 teaspoon. If it's not enough suds, I'll add a little bit more, but foca likes to suds and not rinse out very well sometimes, so I don't want to add too much. And same thing, zip it up, get as much air out as you can before you zip it all the way. And agitate. And I'm not being at all careful with this bag. I mean, if it rips, I've got another 10 or 9 bags, so I'm not worried about it. I tried washing the diapers without the mesh bag at the beginning of the week. I didn't feel like the agitation was working as well, so I added it, and it seems to be helping. Kind of suds up a little bit more that way. So mix it all around. Put things, squeeze things, shake things, agitate it real good for a few minutes, and then we'll be back.
Go.
Okay, so after agitating for a couple minutes, I let it sit for a couple minutes just because I had to go deal with my kids and might as well let the detergent seep into all the layers. Dump it out, and then once it's mostly out, I do the same thing I did before. I kind of wring everything out a little bit before I do the rinse cycle, and I'm going to do that in cold water also. Like I said, I've been changing as they come off the bum usually, but a couple of times I didn't quite make it. Earlier this morning, I washed 4 flats. 2 of them were a nighttime diaper and 2 were from yesterday. So I washed 4 flats, 2 covers, 3 liners, and like 3 wipes, 3 or 4 wipes. So, oh, and a couple of t-shirt fitteds. It's the Mama Can Do It pattern, and I really like them. They don't dry as quick as like flour sack towels, but it's easier to get those with a flour sack towel stuffed inside them on an alligator roller than it is to do like the origami fold, which I also like, but it just wasn't working for this challenge for me. So, so yeah, shake them all out again, and I'm just gonna smell one. Okay. Doesn't smell like pee. It smells a little bit like detergent, so we should be good. Shake everything out. Fill it with water. Do it all again. So.
Okay.
Okay, so after agitating for a couple more minutes, dumping the rinse water out, and then I take out the stuff, I wring it out, and normally I would hang it on my clothesline. It's raining outside, so right now it's probably just going to get hung on the bar above the shower or on our drying rack downstairs if I feel like going down there. But and then once the rinse cycle's done, I just make sure it doesn't smell like pee or detergent, which I suck at smelling, so I'm going to have my trusty husband help me out. Smells fine? Okay. So he says it doesn't smell like pee or detergent, so we're good. So I just wring it out, and then pretty well. And then I'm just going to hang it over the top of our bar. This might not work for everyone backpacking. I know in like humid states, they're not going to dry very quickly. Even the flour sack towels. We live in Utah. It's a desert. So things dry pretty quickly even when it's raining here. Like I could probably stick these out under our carport and they would dry pretty well because of the wind. So, these are going to dry pretty well for us. I'll try and post an update if we do take these backpacking and wash them and see how they work. We don't have our water filter right now. At the beginning of the challenge, I tried measuring like 4 cups of water. It's like 32 ounces. I tried measuring that out a couple times to wash the diaper. It worked. You could definitely wash 1 flat and 1 cover and liner and wipe with 4 cups of water.